So what does an SES do? An SES really runs an organizational unit of real size and import. Okay? They're really focused on those strategic pieces of this, not just the getting the work done part. And they lead employees typically through 2 or 3 subordinate supervisors. And these need to be federal employees, not contractors. Feds do not supervise contractors. You know, the fact that you oversee contractors does not qualify in terms of leading people. And of course, this is all about policy making at the strategic level. Okay? You know, it is really about leadership here, not management. And folks get rejected from the qualifications review board because they come off as managers, not as leaders. You know, if you're just telling your people what to do or implementing what somebody else told you to do, that is not leadership. Leadership is really about the innovation. It's about that long-term strategic view. Some of you are familiar with Warren Bennis, who wrote that managers do things right, leaders do the right things. Okay, you know, cutesy, no problem. You know, a lot of this process, and we'll talk more about it, is in the framing and backing it up and showing that it's not just getting this, and this done, but the strategic thinking that went behind the getting this, and this done. And so when you look at things, are you looking at them from a vision, that vision thing, as someone famously said, or are you more technically focused? Do you really like the whole strategy development piece? Or would you rather just implement things and move on to something else? You know, if you're a good SES, it's about inspiration, inspiring others, and getting the work done through them, not doing it yourself. And I know for me personally, I'd rather do it myself. I'd rather control it, then I know it'll be done right. And so as an SES, that's not an option. And oh my, are you really interested in what the stakeholders have to say? It's pretty easy not to be interested in what those stakeholders have to say, right? Because we're right. But as an SES, not only do you have to listen to them, but you're going to be second guessed all the time. And do you really have those specific examples that demonstrate your strategic leadership? So OPM says to put your package together, you should plan to spend anywhere from 40 to 80 hours to put your ECQs together. This requires thinking about your work in a way that most of us do not think about our work. And part of having those examples is really having tracked our own careers. You know, do each of you have, like the Army does, I had a couple of Army people here, I Love Me books, right? Where they teach you from the get-go to track all your successes. How complete and detailed are your annual self-assessments that you write as part of your performance reviews? Do you have access to those numbers and the results that you achieved? How much money did you save? How many cases of water did you deliver in what time frame to how many people? You know, the more data metrics that you have, the more compelling your examples are. Please, please, please start tracking your achievements. Those achievements are critical, right? And you should be tracking that stuff for your annual performance review. You should be tracking that stuff for your resume, whether it's SES or not. You should be tracking that stuff so you're prepared to interview. You should be tracking that stuff for your LinkedIn profile. This stuff is very usable. No one cares about your career more than you do. And if you can't come up with specific examples here with data to back it up, you will not get past a qualifications review board. And I guess the other thing you should think about is, do you really have the time to commit to being an SES? I know FEMA people are deployable 24/7, 365, but the level of expectation for time commitment for members of the SES is much higher than that for non-SES, even at FEMA, if that is even possible.